And now, Freelance Heroism presents Dragon Heist.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Freelance Heroism. My name is Deese.
And I'm Rachel.
And before we even get started, we just want to say thank you so much to our patrons out there, in particular those who donate at the producer tier. You make life better. Make it worth living. Rachel.
Yeah.
Would you tell us who they are?
I would love to. So we want to say thank you to Box of Astora, Chris Deeds, Chris Zones, Christopher Hildebrand, Rebecca, Breakmeister, Orient_Tiger, and Nate. Thank you so much, you guys.
You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Rachel.
Yes.
Where's your chair at? Where's your chair?
It's not here yet.
It's coming.
It is.
It'll be here soon.
For my birthday last month, I ordered myself a Secret Labs gaming chair.
Yes.
Because for the last 4 or 5 years, I've been just using one of my dining room chairs as my computer chair.
Oh.
And lately, my back has not been happy about that. So I was like, maybe I should get a real chair.
Is it on a wooden chair?
The back is wood, and it's all like fancy.
Like the bottom is knives. The bottom is just...
No, it's like a little cushion, like a little leather topped cushion.
That sounds not good. Yeah, you're gonna like your chair.
I'm very excited for it.
Ooh, you gotta put the cats away when you build it. I want to just make that clear.
I had hoped it would show up today because it said it was going to, which is actually earlier than when I ordered it. It said it was estimated to ship in like late May.
Ooh,
but then a few days ago it shipped. And originally it said it was going to be delivered today, but it is pretty late at night at this point, and it has not shown up. So I don't think it's coming today.
Well, it's a really big box.
Yes.
That it comes in. So that being said, it might have been on the truck, but they were just like, "Fuck, I don't want to carry that."
I think I probably like where it started according to the tracker. I'm sure it got pretty late, and they're like, I don't want to drive out there and deliver an 80-pound box.
Yeah. I mean, you'll get it. And when you do, it'll be the best day.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, you'll start your day and you'll be like, eh. And then it'll come time to sit in that chair. And let me tell you, it's so good. It's so good. You know what the weirdest thing? There was a point where, like, I was excited to sit down in it every time. And then after, like, a week, I just kind of, like, forgot that it was a thing. And every time I'd sit in it, I'd be like, oh, yeah, it's a thing. I still think that. Whenever I turn this chair, like, right now, I'm rocked back so far.
Mm-hmm.
I look like some Persian prince, just chilling. Straight up chilling. Oh, man, you're going to love it. I'm very excited for you.
Thank you.
The all the way back is a little risky. Don't do it right away.
Okay.
You will. You can flip it though.
Oh.
You can lay like flat, like you're in a bed. It's crazy. It's crazy, and it doesn't lose balance. And like, I was real nervous at first about rocking the chair all the way back because it feels like you're gonna fall. But now I just throw it back. I'm like, bam, and I'm sleep mode. I'm like, yes, living the dream back here. Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
You're going to be so fucking happy when you open that box.
I'm very excited for it.
The quality that you're expecting is not what you're going to get. It's going to look like a spaceship. When I opened the box, I was expecting it to be mostly put together. And it wasn't. It was in parts, like parts, like screw this in kind of stuff.
Wow.
Right? But I'm telling you, like the foam that's in it, I've used it on other things. Mm-hmm. It comes with its own toolkit, a plastic set, and it's got like security bolts and oh man, I kind of wish I could build another one. I might just take this one apart and rebuild it. Just 'cause it's so satisfying.
That doesn't sound fun.
Hey, Secret Lab, send me some of that butt juice you guys have. It's like a spray bottle you put on the seat of your chair on the leather ones, and it like gets the leather to be all, I don't know, better. I don't know exactly what it does.
Okay.
But it's good for your butt spot on the chair, is what they say. Anyway, whatever.
Mhm.
You don't care. You will.
Well, I didn't get a leather one, so.
Oh, you got the denim. What is it called? The
Denim.
That's what they say. They say it feels like you're sitting on like blue jeans.
Soft weave.
Yeah.
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 Well, so that one was better if you have pets. So.
True. But my dog knows that if he goes into my lab, that I will uppercut him like a Street Fighter character. Fire and all. He literally peers in here sometime and I yell at him like real loud, like, get out of here. And he's like, oh.
Oh no.
He's like, I don't go in there. So now when he walks past the door, he kind of like walks away from the opening.
Aw.
Because he knows.
Scared.
You do not come in here. This is the dragon's den. You come in here, you're gonna get the fire. Anyway. But yeah, so Nate was telling a story earlier about his dog. What is the worst thing your cats have ever done? Worst thing, like you were angry with them.
Well, okay, so the worst thing that they've
Uh-oh.
done, one of them, for like a week or two, got into this really weird habit of he would wake me up in the middle of the night, and I lock them out of my room at night because they will wake me up. One of them will touch my face in the middle of the night until I wake up, and let me tell you, waking up in a dark room when you know that you live alone to someone touching your face is not
Probably terrifying.
It's not a pleasant way to wake up. So, and the other one will stand on my chest and headbutt me while purring. So I have
sort
to
of nice.
I have to lock them out of my room. But one of them, he got into this habit for about 2 weeks where at like 3 or 4 in the morning, he would just decide that he wanted me to watch him eat the food that was already in his bowl.
He's like, you want to watch me eat?
So he would...
Pretty good at it.
He does this thing where he sticks his paw underneath my door to like grab it, and then
Right.
he shakes it, but he shakes it really hard. So it legitimately sounds like there is someone outside my bedroom door trying to get in. And the first couple times he did it, like I woke up and I just had like this sort of half asleep thought of like, you know, like something's wrong. There's a fire, you know, and this cat is saving my life by alerting me that there's a fire or there's someone like trying to break in or something. So I get up.
You thought you had a hero cat.
Yeah. So I get up and I follow him.
That's
And
what
he's like,
we got to pause here because I know where the rest of the story is going and I need to make this point now.
okay.
You thought
Mhm.
that your cat was so special.
Yeah.
He was like, he's going to save the day.
Yeah.
This cat, he knows nothing other than loyalty.
Exactly.
He's trying to wake me up.
Uh-huh.
There's an emergency and he's always on duty.
Yeah.
All right, now tell me what really happened.
So what really happened was he led me to the kitchen,
Yeah.
to his bowl that, let me reiterate, already had food in it. And then he just starts chowing down.
He wanted you to watch.
He just wanted me to watch him eat.
He's like, hey, have you seen how good at this I am? I'm fucking solid. I was looking around the room. I was looking at other people, and they eat less good than me. Look at how solid I am at this.
And I stare at him for like a minute. And I just like, I turn around and I go back to bed. And literally like maybe an hour later, he wakes me up again. Like doing the same thing. And I'm like...
He's like, no,
If I-
okay, now that you've had some rest, and you're able to look at this with fresh eyes, right? This is solid though, right? I'm doing good?
And he led me out to it again. And he still had food in his bowl and he just starts eating it. And I'm like, it is 4:15 in the morning. Like, this is
No.
the second time you've woken me up. So I had to get my spray bottle. Because I have a spray bottle for like when they're being really bad.
Right.
And I had to take it with me to my bedroom. And then I had to wait for him to do it again. So I got up, I grabbed the spray bottle. And
Straight into the door.
No, what I did was that I opened the door really fast and I immediately just sprayed him in the face with the spray bottle.
Oh. Did it work?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, it works. And he finally stopped doing it. But I would say that's probably the worst thing that he has done. And it honestly took me probably a couple weeks of having to do the spray bottle thing to break him of it.
I hope I never have to have a cat ever again. I had a cat one time when I lived at this apartment with a bunch of guys.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like almost like a frat house, but for not fratty people.
Uh-huh.
If that makes sense. But while I was there, this guy had brought a cat that he had found. It was like some wild
Oh no.
kitty cat. This cat had none of the traits that you would like. If this cat was banging on your door, you'd be like, he's gonna rob me. You wouldn't have thought he's here to save anyone. It just wouldn't have even occurred to you. He was such a dick. And this cat, one time there was fireworks going on outside, and it was we had this other dog before we got that cat named Leo, and Leo would just poop all over the house whenever he heard a loud noise.
Oh God.
And it would just keep pooping as he'd walk around the house trying to hide from it. So he'd leave like this poo trail.
Oh no.
Like a liquid
Oh
poo
no.
trail. It was the
no.
grossest thing.
Oh.
And I used to always yell at the guy whose dog it was. I was like, you got to clean that up. I'm not doing it again, dude. Not happening. But this cat was really bad too, because it did this thing where it pooped and like not all the way out. And it looked at me in the face. Like I could it looked at me, and then it jumped straight up in the air and then drug its butt down the wall.
He was asserting dominance.
He did a vertical poo stripe on the wall. I looked at this son of a bitch right in the eye, and I'm like, run. And I like chased this cat. I have never thought about fighting an animal ever. Like even when the fireworks went off with the old dog Leo, he would like run around. I felt like a sympathy for him. Like, oh, he's afraid. You know, this cat out of nowhere with no, like, he just like, it was like a threat. It was like a poo wall mark threat. Like he just looked at me and he was like, you know, he was like, I tagged this house. You know, I smell weakness on you. And then he like threw his butt in the air and put a like poo stripe down the wall. Like, yeah. And I was so mad. I was so mad at this fucking cat. I'm sorry. I'm animated right now. I'm all over. My mic's probably not picking me up great. Oh,
that's pretty bad.
It was the grossest thing. And then someone had to clean it up. And like, I kind of wanted to show someone, but there was no one there to show it. And I was just like, I can't leave poo on the wall. So I had to clean it, but I was like, no one's going to believe me. But whatever. Yeah. So that happened.
Yeah.
I think if a cat ever does that to you, you have to fight him.
You have to fight him?
You have to fight him to the death. You have to, in Mortal Kombat. That's how you engage in Mortal Kombat across species. That's like, I can't think of a gesture humans have that's that disrespectful. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like if you walked up to someone and spit right on their face, maybe. But that feels worse because there's poop involved. I don't know. It was a real asshole move, pardon the pun. It's gross. It was like someone took a wet, dry erase marker.
Okay. All right. Why don't we go to the episode this week?
Oh, like a melted Snickers bar.
I'm done talking about this.
Is that gross?
So this is Dragon Heist episode 13. It's my party and I'll fry if I want to.
Come here. You and Joust are walking around doing your thing, and you guys bump into
Spuds McKenzie.
No.
Spanish Inquisition, because no one expects them.
You guys run into Savra, a female human knight.
Do I know her?
By name, no.
By reputation?
You recognize the symbol of tear she keeps. It's sewn into her tabard, but she's not in armor.
You're gonna say it that way every fucking time from now on. I literally think you do it to fuck with me, David. So you go to the library to find your tabard. God damn it.
I keep putting the emphasis on the wrong syllable.
If I could text how I say library to Rachel, the way I say it fucked up, I'd do it more often.
You need to say it correctly, David.
Never!
Library.
No.
Library.
Oh my god.
You're a librarian.
No.
I'm going to hell!
I want to tell a joke, but I want you to bleep out the punchline. Okay? I want you to put a beep over the punchline, but I want the laughs. I want the laughs to stay.
Okay.
Okay. And this explanation. Okay. Did you hear about the song that Elton John did with Michael Jackson?
Wait for it.
It's called
I just edited an episode where
God.
you told this joke.
Did I already tell that joke?
Yes.
Oh, that's a good
And
joke.
I
God.
took the joke out.
Yes! Oh, Lord.
Now it's gotta stay.
Now you're trying to put the joke back in the podcast.
Okay, hold on. Here's another one. Okay. What do Michael Jackson and Santa Claus have in common?
Oh, God.
They both
No.
Okay. All right, we gotta get back to game. This is
Oh my god.
this is beyond a rabbit hole.
Sorry.
No, we
the
everyone but
difference-
Rachel went down the rabbit hole.
Sorry. What's the difference? Oh.
Okay, hey, Rachel, you could probably clip most of those.
I think so.
Probably all of them. Probably
Yeah.
all.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. We can't have those getting out.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Rachel. We all needed that.
Sometimes it's fun just to do that.
Oh.
You should just leave them in and beep the entire thing.
Ju-
Just leave the laughs.
Sorry, we had a stroke momentarily. We apologize for that.
Oh man, those were good. Some of those I hadn't heard before.
Right?
Some of those are really funny. Okay, sorry. What the
Oh.
fuck were we doing? Oh, we were talking to Savros, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Savra. She looks over. Josh, you got a friend? He's like, let me introduce you to the Raven.
Nice to meet you.
Is this the one High Command's always throwing fits over? Yeah, he's the one. She reaches his hand out. Well met.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
You want a sandwich from a bowl?
Is it better than a tray?
No, it's not. I just like watching the rich people lose their shit.
Definitely.
So what brings you to this fancy shindig?
They invited the temple and
You're a cleric.
paladin.
Paladin. Pardon.
Yeah,
Could've
no,
known
it's
by the
fine.
weapon.
She looks at you. I wish I would have got your memo.
My memo.
I feel naked without my armor.
Yeah, I'm not taking it off because someone asked me nice. Well, not anybody. And I'm gonna give her a wink.
She gives you a smile. No, we've gone on hunts with the fill-in before when we've hunted demons or something's come up in the area where we've had to put it down.
Right.
Lycanthrope got loose in the out there. They're out for the glory of it. We don't mind the backup when we're taking on something that heavy.
Yeah. Well, some of us got to actually do the work. The rest of them can,
Yeah, they can have the
chase
glory.
their
Just-
trophies.
yeah. Though you just saw their face and they didn't realize that a lycanthrope goes back to their humanoid form, and they don't get the lycanthrope fur when it dies. That was a good laugh.
Oh,
But the sad part was
maybe they could get mortally wounded and show it off to their children. get a nice bite.
as long as they don't get infected, I don't care how they get bit. But Rainier, so you guys are the ones that took care of Rainier, right?
Yeah, him and his other fancy boy friends. We went down in the sewers and got him out.
All right.
Met one of those. What are they called? I'm gonna do the hand gesture. Fingers under my face.
Mind flare.
Yeah, one of the brain dandies.
You lived to tell about it.
Oh yeah.
She's like, hold on. Lord Colin, we need for drinks over here. These stories are going further. He's like, the lady asks, the lady demands. Get it to her. And
More
one of the
bowl
staff,
sandwiches.
They look over. He's like, "The man survived a mind flayer. You give him what he asks."
Not to be. I'm going to lean into the soldiers that I'm talking to.
Yeah.
And say, not to be. I'm not really a flamboyant storyteller.
No, Rainier is.
Well, thing hit me, about killed me, knocked me straight on my ass.
Yeah, he didn't mention that part.
Yeah, well, it hit hard.
The rest of the people don't understand what kind of creature they walked in on. What you guys walked in on.
Out of character. Luckily, I know
Yeah.
about the hit points that I have now. Luckily, I know how many hit points I'm supposed to have.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they bring out another bottle of stiffer stuff for the three of you to start drinking. She's like, "You come out to the temple."
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. I want to talk to you guys about a job. We have a little too much work.
Right. And we're getting a lot of job offers since we got here. Seems like things might be not as nice as we're led to believe, huh?
Chalister's like, "What do you think Rainier brought you here?"
I didn't realize this was a job fair.
Some of it is, some of it isn't. It's a party, but Rainier's trying to help out his friends the way he can help out. He doesn't have access to the money his dad did, but he's access to contacts. And right now, he's giving you guys a room full.
Hmm.
Whether you like it or not.
What about the guards outside?
You want to go drink cards outside?
I'd prefer it. Or if we could better yet, get them in here, have some of these sweet bowl sandwiches and watch some of these rich guys lose their shit. What about you? If you could pull some rank, can't you?
In here, no, but we can grab a couple of these bowls and fill them with more sandwiches and outside. They wouldn't say a thing.
Dump the fruit. Grab some sandwiches and collect some of this food and go out and talk to the soldiers.
The rest of you guys kind of hear this banging, clanging as things go, and some shit roll across fruit roll across the floors. Everyone kind of the music stops for a second and keeps going because someone waves their hand as it moves, and you see the three soldiers just kind of exit with each with a bowl and bottles out.
If anyone tries to run interference, we're like, "We fought a mind flayer, haha!" and just walk outside.
Kavir is kind of like that guy in the Poland or all fruit commercial that goes, "Could you please pass the jelly?" He's just.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, I'll have to
What?
show you.
Is that
Never
a
mind.
regional commercial?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
It's an old commercial, but
It's an 1820 commercial.
yes.
Oh,
Tonight, playing the role of
commercial
Jake
before
tonight.
TV.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
Tonight, the
Sorry.
role of Jake will be played by Nathan Lett.
They used to do it on stage plays.
Oh,
It's
bro,
like,
dude, if it was
This presentation of the Damnation of Faust brought to you by Jelly. It's new. It's grapes, but squishier.
Oh man, if it was Jake, we'd be talking caveman and stone drawings.
So once we get out there with the troops, I guess we'll try to find like a barrel or something like that. Make a bonfire in their front yard. Get all the carriage people to come around.
Uh,
They're not going to say anything. They invited us here for a reason. You guys enjoy your
Yeah.
fancy shindig. I'm going to hang out with people who have actually lived a life.
no worries. You guys do your thing outside. Back inside with Trichet. Where are you off to now?
Oh, I don't know. Such a smorgasbord of people here. Yeah, the Sisters Resnia, that could be interesting, but that could also be very dangerous. You know what? I think I'll make my way around, say hello to the Morgasters.
All right.
Since monster hunting has already been a hot topic of the evening, why not go and
Talk about okay. So
Yeah.
you get over to the Margasters. Now them you actually do have a better touch with. They're is really heavily into land-based shipping. So where if it doesn't come to the docks, they probably know about it coming through the gates.
Okay.
Also, The family has quite a history of wizardry.
Okay. And do I actually know the father's name since
Yes, you know it's Frit.
Frit? Frit and Neva, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Morgaster, how lovely to see you this evening, Frit, Neva. How are y'all doing?
Mr. Trichet, how are you doing today?
Oh, very, very well, very well. Enjoying myself so far.
That's good. That's good. Renier's guest, right?
But of course.
I didn't take you for one to get out of the office and go.
Well, you know, I do like to mingle amongst my constituency, as it were. You know, I don't like sitting behind a desk all day. It does help to stretch my legs, and of course, you know, I am very good friends with Volo and Lord November and Floon. So when I heard there was trouble, I felt obligated to lend a hand. Took a little bit of a more dramatic turn than I had expected, but you know,
I can see.
happy to be of service.
I can see that. Well, welcome to the party then.
Oh, thank you.
Makes me glad I hadn't invited you to one of ours now, considering
Oh,
our
well.
businesses cross paths so much.
No, agreed. Well, you know what? There's always another party, is there not?
There is.
Very good.
Now it
How
won't be as
how
fast as in the Sea Ward as in the North Ward, but
well, yeah, you know what? A party is all about who is there and not about what. So I think it'll be just fine. Say, while I have you here, how is business going? Anything interesting moving back and forth? I've
actually, yeah. You ever heard of this Cult of the Dragon?
a little bit, yes.
Some fanatics actually burned to the ground Greenest. It's a town south near Boulder's Gate. Blue Dragon hit the town. A whole cultist hit the town. Kobolds hit it, burnt it to the ground, and they've been messing with our shipping lanes.
That is not good at all, and I had not
No,
heard that come from the south.
I mean, luckily it hasn't affected Waterdeep at all.
That's yes, good to hear, but
Yeah, it just
well, no, that is unfortunate, but we'll have to keep an eye out for that too. Seems to be lots of infiltrating going on. I'm hearing all kinds of stories about the Black Network and Xanathar's group.
the Zentarum. Yeah.
Yes, it's getting bad. Is it affecting your business any?
Yes. It has. I mean, of course it does, because now we got guards afraid, and guards are being hired up, so the price of guards are going up because you want to get the good ones, and now the caravans are snagging them. We're trying to snag them now. The locals are hiring them to stay now, and they're like, well, our families are here, and the gang war is here, so it's hard to get good guards to leave their families now and go actually do what they've always. Not that I'm upset that they want to stay with their families, it's just you expect families have been in a certain trade for so long to keep with the trade, but
No, totally
so we're trying
understand.
to. The wife keeps asking me to call up her father up in Luskin and have him ship down some of his guys, and no,
Yeah, I don't
not
necessarily think
Luskin.
bringing some Luskins down. That seems like fighting
Yeah,
fire
I mean,
with lamp oil.
it is, especially with Luskin and Neverwinter not being on good terms, and Waterdeep and Neverwinter being in the Lord's Alliance. It's a mess.
No, that would not be good.
He's like, I do have a line on a select certain number of guards that are loyal to the house, though.
Oh, good. As I'm starting to learn, finding loyalty amongst those who are willing to serve is getting a little bit more difficult these days.
If you ever need to borrow them for a night or two, let me know.
Well, no, I certainly appreciate that. I may have to take you up on that offer before too long, but hopefully not.
All right. I know the dock work can get a little hairy these days.
Yeah, it can, but doing what I
So
can to keep it from getting too bad.
I know the city watch won't let us march our guards down there, but no, if you ever you ever need a little extra protection on one of your events, you let us know.
It's
Do what we
much
can.
appreciated. Much appreciated, Frit. I appreciate that.
You got it.
Well, I will leave you and Neva to your to the festivities here. I'm going to go mingle around, say hello to a couple more people, and make sure my my associates are enjoying themselves as well. As I hear another clang of,
Yeah.
I just see people shoving sandwiches into their mouths, and there's fruit all over the floor, and
We're out front now. We've set a barrel on fire. We're all gathered around it telling war stories.
Those that were actually carrying the trays are now picking up all the fruit off the floor, trying to stop it from rolling places.
yeah.
The full-ons are like, that man battled the mind flare.
I'm issuing orders. Use the bananas to form a rough barricade. They are the unrolliest of the fruits.
And every time he looks over at Rainier, like, are you these are your friends? And Rainier's like, you should have seen him against the mind flare. He stared it down.
That fish gets getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Pretty soon the mind flare's like, holy shit, he did what?
There's a 12-foot tall mind flare, an intellect devourer the size of a horse.
What is Adri doing now?
I assume there's like a section for dancing, so I'm gonna go
Yes.
find someone to dance with
All right.
because this is a party. So
Yes, and there are couples dancing. You do see a poofy half pirate, and he's a human. Zordos Zord. Standing there in his poofy hat and his colorful coat. No sword on his hip, but a long dagger. He looks over. Aren't you a diamond in the rough in this party?
trying to figure out if that's a compliment or not. I guess I feel a little out of place.
You should. You're the only probably honest person in this part of the room. The true honest one was the one that walked outside with the meat sandwiches.
Oh,
But if you
yeah.
look at everyone else, you see their faces. They're all wearing masks. Except you. The diamond in the rough.
I'm gonna insight this guy. 15.
Ah, he rolled a 9. He's smooth as silk. Or smooth as silk.
Well, thank you. I haven't really been to a lot of these. I'm usually pretty busy with my work.
Not too busy to dance, are you?
Well, I'm here now, so that would be fine.
He extends his hand.
Adrian will take his hand.
Ah, so tell me, what brings you to this party?
I was invited by Lord November.
I haven't met him yet. How is he?
He's very nice.
So you say.
Mhm.
Does he wear a mask as well?
No, he seems like a really nice guy. We helped
Most men
him
do.
out,
Okay.
and he invited us here.
He just kind of nods. I don't know what the fuck this is doing, dude. You don't see many wood elves at parties like this. It's nice to see a little difference.
Oh, well, thank you. My dad plays at a lot of parties, but usually not ones this nice.
Who is your father? I may know him.
Ludo, Lydon.
Ludo. He kind of the name catches him off guard as he almost misses a step, but he keeps it going. Ludo.
Do you know him?
I may have, maybe in a past life. Is he good with a sword?
He's a bard. He's good at he plays a lot of instruments. He's really good at dancing.
All right, maybe I don't know him then. Knew Ludo in my youth. He was a crazy with a sword. He fought with another elf. She had a sword and a shield.
Dear Astra?
Yeah, that was her name.
That's my mom.
No, the two got married.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Time does fly. I haven't seen them in years.
Well, my mom, she passed away a few years ago.
Oh, that's sorry. I'm sorry to hear.
Yeah.
Well,
But
looks down. Nah, I can see your mother and you. Just took a second.
well, I miss her a lot.
One would. I don't think about my mother too much.
Did you not have a good relationship with her?
No, no, our relationship was not what you call healthy.
Oh, sorry.
My sister was always the favorite.
Oh.
But I'm doing fine for myself. He
Yeah.
spends Adri during the day. He's like, I have 3 ships.
You have 3 ships?
3 ships. You should come see them sometime. They're called the Sea Maiden Fair.
Oh.
In fact, that is Mr. Trichet that you came in with tonight, is it not?
Yes.
Would you be so kind to introduce me to Mr. Trichet?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I am not happy with my docking fees up in the up in the northern wards, and I hear he knows his way around the dock ward.
He loves to dock.
Steer that ship right in and tie it off.
Oh.
Crunchitize me, Captain.
I can introduce you.
But then, do promise me another dance tonight? You'll find me?
Yeah, of course.
All right. Lead the way.
Okay. I'll take him over to Rain.
Mr. Trichet,
Yes.
I was just dancing with your young friend here, and she said she knew you.
Well, yes.
I
And
myself,
you are?
my name is Zordos Zord, captain of the
Ah.
Sea Maiden Fair.
Yes. I do believe I remember Lord November mentioning that you were here. Nice to meet you, sir.
You too. Now, any chance you have room down at the docks for 3 larger ships?
Well, I'm certain we could probably find some place to put your ship, sure.
Any chance I can pay a little extra to get them together?
Well, I'm not exactly the dock master. That's probably the person you'd need to speak to a little bit more. If you're asking me if you could grease a few palms, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna speak for what the dock master does.
He reaches back and begins to pull out a gold pouch and starts counting out gold coins into his hand. Then he stops, puts it back in, puts it in your hand. I see we can make an introduction.
With
I
the
can get
dock
your
master,
yeah,
I'm fairly certain I can arrange a meeting. Sure.
and help me persuade him to make some room for my ships in port.
Mm. Mm. Insight, as I don't know what to make of this. I am a politician. I mean, it's not like unheard of for people to try and bribe me, but I'm just
Yeah.
usually to be a little bit more surreptitious with it. Insight would be a 14.
Oh, he beat his. I mean, he does seem to have an agenda. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, there is an agenda behind him wanting to get his ships in, but you're not sure exactly what the agenda is. It's there, and he does want to get his ships in.
Okay.
You know, he's already been able to dock them in the northern wards and the more like in the sea ward, the higher wards where the nobles are, but now he's wanting to move his ships to the dock ward. It'd be, I mean, yes, there's more city watch,
Yeah.
but there's more ways to get around things in the dock ward than there is in the northern wards.
Okay. Captain, I think we can probably find a way to accommodate you. It would be a little bit easier for me to open up a few things, as it were, if you could maybe enlighten me as to exactly what kind of cargo you'll be bringing into my ward.
Oh, Well, that's no hidden secret. That I can tell you.
Hmm.
We're a traveling carnival. My 3 ships, the Eye Catcher, the Heartbreaker, and the Hellraiser. But yeah, we are a traveling carnival with and my members of the carnival and our 2 parade wagons. It seemed to be easier to set up my carnival in the docks than it would be up in the north.
I see. Well, we could always use a little bit of entertainment in the ward. Yes, I think I can get a meeting arranged with you with the dock master, and we'll see what we can do for you.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good. You know where we're docked up north. Go ahead and send us a letter once you have the meeting set up.
Mm-hmm. I can do that.
In your debt. He gives you both a gracious bow. Touches Adri's cheek as he walks away.
I wait to see her reaction
I don't know
with tremendous interest.
how smoothly does he do this? Because it depends on how he if he's going to be a creep about it.
16 charisma.
That's pretty
Check.
good. That's pretty good. I don't know what I would roll against that.
Oh.
I'll say Adri seems flattered. She probably doesn't actually go to parties very often.
My dear, I believe you're blushing.
I'm blue cranian, actually. Thank you.
He just seemed really nice.
Well, I suppose that's one word for it. Back home, we'd refer to him as a silver-tongued devil. I don't know. I don't know if I fully trust him. You,
He invited me to come visit his ship, so maybe we could all go visit them together.
he invited you to visit his seaman fair.
Boom.
I am certainly sure he did, Miss Adri. I am sure he did. Well, just that's fine. I'm more than happy to take point on this. So just watch yourself around him. He's carnival folk, and you can't trust carnival folk. Trust me.
He just wants to deflate his balloons. You know what I'm saying?
There's carnies love to pick on rubes, and you, my dear,
You're cube shaped, is what he's saying.
Yes, just like I said, don't fall too hard for his charms, because I don't know exactly what he's up to.
About this time, Kavir and I guess probably the paladin lady are stumbling in. They've been having a really good time. We need an instrument. I'm going to look at, is there a group of bards playing?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to walk up and I'm going to look close. I don't know what is a what. I'm just going to be like, this works. I'm going to just take it out of the one. Appreciate it.
All right.
And I'm going to walk back outside.
The bard kind of looks stunned and
It has strings. It's the same, right? Here.
he kind of casts a quick spell and summons a new instrument and begins to play again.
I'm going to look at Rain and be like, what is he doing?
I have no idea.
We're building sandcastles. It's awesome. No, I'm just
Something tells me we might need to go outside and check on the fair doctor and
Yeah.
make
Okay.
sure he's not making a spectacle of himself.
All right.
That's the intent to spectacleize. These
You are
fucking rich people suck so bad. All they do is stand around and talk about how poor people they can dodge. They're going to send them into the sewers, but if they die, then we'll have to pay their families. Oh, I guess we shouldn't. I'm like, fuck you, people. Why don't you go down there, piece of shit?
So outside, you guys come walking back out with your instrument.
I'm gonna hand it to the guy who plays. we had that conversation before. He was like, "Yeah, I play." I'm like,
Yeah,
"Do it."
so he begins to try to tune, and then once he thinks he's tuned it right, as inebriated as he is, he begins to play. Old army jingle outside. You guys all playing and dancing and jacking around the fire.
Right on.
Free bird.
Yeah. You do notice someone moving kind of in and out of people outside,
Mhm.
not in guard uniform.
Okay, I'm going to step back and try to get an eye at him.
Give me a perception. How much you've got to drink?
You want a passive, or I've had a bunch to drink.
Perception at disadvantage.
Okay. Oh, that's pretty bad. 21 and 21.
All right. You actually recognize him from the you guys' first entrance into the yawning portal where the fight happened. The one that pulled the half orc off the fight.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's not in leathers. You see him actually in a semi-noble dress. As he's passing to the guys, and he's kind of handing out cigars to the guys outside.
Is he trying to be sneaky?
Not outside, he's not.
Okay.
But he is pulling him out of his jacket, which it looks like he has a case he has stuffed in his jacket.
I'm gonna approach.
Looks over. Pulls one out for you. One for the Raven.
I remember you.
From where?
Over by the portal, the yawning portal.
Maybe mistaken, sir.
I don't think I am. I was
When
instructed by the narrator. Sorry.
He tries to deception you. Ooh, not 20.
Okay.
He pulls out a ring. I'm actually Cedric Margistra. I'm the youngest son of the noble family.
Right.
You're pretty damn sure, though, you saw him. Ring and everything else is saying that he wasn't there, but you're pretty damn sure this is the guy you saw. So you're kind of.
Okay.
I don't think the master of the house would mind missing a box of cigars. That probably should have gone to the guys outside. That's keeping his ass safe.
Okay. Well, it was very nice to meet you.
He pulls the box out and hands it to you. I'm due back into the party, but these belong out with the real people.
I appreciate it. I'm gonna set it on the step. I don't want to be holding this in case someone says it's missing. You know how these rich people get.
Oh. It's easy to disappear as long as you're not talked about. Gives him a nod, and before you know it, he's actually already disappeared in the crowd and made his way back in.
Right on. Well, we're just gonna tell war stories and eat sandwiches. Do they have any game? Just like, I know there are monster people or whatever. They have monsters and stuff, but they don't have, like, I don't know, yard pheasants or doves or anything.
Yeah, they could have yard pheasants.
I'm trying to think whether they'd be off the rails for me to, like, shoot one down. Roast it. I think that would be rude. They're actually serving food. We should probably wait.
All right.
Plus, you have your stash of quiver sandwiches or wherever you're storing them. So.
Well, there's a lot of soldiers out here.
Oh, well.
So as you two are coming out to check on him, the youngest son of the Marchester sneaking in past you guys.
Do we recognize, or would I recognize him?
I would need a perception.
Okay.
I would not. Not from the fight, anyway.
Yeah.
Would I know who he is, though?
22.
Yes, Adrian, you would recognize him. You would know him because you've seen him around, but you would know him as the son of the nobles. Where Adrian would recognize him as somebody that pulled a black network thug off someone and caught her down.
It really wouldn't be odd for me to see him walking into the party.
No.
Okay.
Your context of him would just be rich kid.
Yes, it wouldn't faze me one bit.
No. And especially him being the younger of the two brothers and the one that they don't normally speak of, it would make more sense for him to be sneaking in and out and moving around, just trying to dodge his parents.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at Adrian and be like, that's him, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It's like when I walk past, because we have to, like,
Mm-hmm.
walk past
He's
each
also
other.
the one that gave you the card.
Yes, but I don't know what his name is.
No.
I'm like just looking him like in the face as we like pass each other.
He just kind of like gives you this like high eyebrow raise, like, hi.
Hi,
Walks in.
walking out.
Yeah.
That was him, though, right?
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah. He said he wasn't.
No, that was him.
Okay.
I
Thought
don't
it might be.
What is he doing here?
Apparently, he's the son, so the younger son of the noble.
Oh.
The better question would be, what is he doing there?
Hmm.
Well, I guess questions better left for another time, I guess. Here, have some bowl sandwiches. Tricky.
What are you doing out here?
Having a party. What are you doing?
I'm not exactly sure at the moment. I'm trying
gonna
to.
grab him by the shoulder. I'm going to grab Tricky by the shoulder and lead him over towards the center. Like, guys, this is Tricky. I know it's a weird name. I can't say the other one. It's all weird. Got extra letters and stuff. He is a politician. And they're all going to be, boo. Like, no, he's a good one. He's a good one. He's a good guy.
I prefer the word statesman, but it's fair enough.
Of course he does. It has more letters. Okay, here's Princess Kingdom. I'm going to grab Adri. I'm like, her name's Adri.
Mm-hmm.
She's been traveling with me too.
Hi.
Never been in the army, either of these two, but they're pretty
No.
bad.
My
Pretty
mom was
badass.
in the army.
What's your mom's name?
They're Astra.
Anyone know her?
Everyone kind of looks around, but Sabra's like, I do. Or I did.
Mm-hmm.
She was a good fighter, rest her soul.
Yeah.
Cheers to Adri's mom, whose name I have not yet learned.
They're
To
Astra.
the fallen.
Dear Astra.
Dear Astra, dear Astra. We're so
Right
gonna
on.
succeed one day.
We were just talking about maybe knocking out some of these doves. Unless we can rustle up some pheasant from the kitchen.
There's food on the inside. I think the villains would probably take umbrage if you were to start killing their pets.
Well,
C-
it's
come
weird
ins-
how those distinctions work.
Well, come inside. There's food and plenty more to drink in there. You don't need to stand outside around a fire like a bunch of common hobos.
Yeah, but they won't let them in. They're good enough to die with me, then they're good enough to drink with me.
Well, do I imagine that if I pull on Rainier's ear a little bit, that he might have some extra invites that might just pop up out of nowhere?
It's worth an ask.
It'd be worth an ask. I just the longer this stays outside, the more I see this ending in tears.
Oh yeah.
This is not going to go well. Someone's going to
Some
end up roasting a
Griffin
fucking
guards are going to
peacock.
land. Some Griffin guards are going to land or be like, guys, come on, bring the Griffin.
Yeah. Gonna end up roasting a fucking peacock over your drum fire out here.
You're going to make a
Good.
headdress out of it.
Yeah, I think I'll probably go inside and see if I can bring this shindig indoors.
How many guards are there? Like 6?
Yeah, about.
6 is nothing. Come on.
So you find Rainier. He's standing next to the three sisters.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Looks over.
oh boy.
He's like, yes.
late-
Trichet. Let me introduce you to the three sisters.
I
Rajna.
am.
They all curtsy.
Ladies, very nice to meet you. I sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but may I steal Lord November from you for just a moment?
Youngest one. Well, if you must.
Yeah, I must, but thank you. It'll only be a moment, I promise.
Elon Musk. That's how you say it in rich people.
We'll see you soon, Lord November. He's like, thank you. I owe you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Listen, don't mean to impose. Certainly wouldn't ask you this if I didn't think it was necessary, but it would appear that,
I owe you my life.
as you've mentioned on several occasions,
My flavor was this big.
yeah. My associate, the doctor, has made friends with a couple of people outside, some of the guards, and in the interest of keeping things civil and to make sure that none of the villains' yard animals become dinner.
His eyes get wide. Shit. They
Yeah,
haven't already, have they?
No, but do you think they could maybe find a way to maybe bring them inside just to, make sure that they're not causing too much of a ruckus on the outside?
Let me go talk to Mr. Philin. Let me go talk to Philins.
I would appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
All right.
They have the best stories. We'll come
He's
in there,
square-
all these rich people lose their shit at our class war stories.
Yeah, he squares his collar away.
Yeah.
Sir. Lord Colin, if I have your attention. He's like, kind of stuff he's doing. You see them kind of discuss in the corner, and he goes back and forth. They call the wife over, and she's like, she looks panicked for a second, and Renee's like, it's me asking. Please?
Yeah.
They're like, okay, you can see they give in to him because it takes him like 2 or 3 times, and they give in, and he goes back. As he's walking back, he turns around, he's like, it'd be really good if you invited him in instead of me. Colin's just like, you see this look on his face like, damn.
These fucking rich people, man. What is wrong with these people? They want all these cool stories, but they only choose one guy who was like, he told us a story. I'm like, these guys have awesome stories too.
Colin, he gets in a chair and he stands on. He's like, on a turn of events, under the advice of Lord Rainier, we have decided to bring the guards in from outside because he looks at Rainier. Rainier's like, he's like, because they watch our backs at all times, and it'd be rude to leave them outside drinking when they should be inside.
Absolutely. 3 cheers for that fucking struggle conversation.
So he looks at Rainier. Rainier's like, just applauding him, just like. He leans over. Tell Princess. Don't tell him. I just want to know he owes me without him knowing about it.
Sure. Why do I have a feeling this is going to end up being like the pool scene in Caddyshack when
some good guys.
So,
I know, but there's going to be alcohol involved, and they're going to get rowdy, and before we know it, there's going to be a fucking Baby Ruth in the punch bowl.
All right, so once everyone's in Dewalk, I'm gonna start telling a story about the Mind Flayer, and then slowly transition and be like, Edgar has an awesome story about this naval battle he was in one time. It's fucking awesome. You guys got to hear this, and try to get some of the rich people and fancy people to maybe listen to a story told by a young soldier, and
all right.
trying to blend the class structure here. Blur.
Give me a charisma roll.
Can I get advantage since they like me already? If not, then okay, but I will tell you the roll after. You tell me
give me the roll.
Hey, everybody, we're
advantage
coming on in.
Or no advantage. 4.
Oh Lord. Alrighty.
Yo, come in. We're going to tell a bunch of stories about whores. Yay.
We were down in Saigon, and these motherfuckers just.
They were shooting us from the trees, right? And I was like, boy, my balls are sweaty.
Fucking Charlie came at us from 6 fucking sides. I mean, god damn it. Those German fuckers just kept bombing us from the sky. That fucker came up behind me and. No, Folker, not fucker. That Folker came behind.
I was just sitting there taking a shit in the leaves, and all of a sudden I had a garrote around my throat. I ain't been able to talk right since.
Oh Lord, dude.
Or
we
shit.
We had an old historian come and give a lecture about German planes, and then he had to give our teacher a fucking explanation why he kept saying Folker in class. The old German planes being F-O-C-K and not F-U-C.
Yeah.
Hilarious. I was dying.
Well, I tried.
The rest of the semester was like full. But no, so the you know, you get your story going first, then you bleed in the naval battle, and it continues on, and it starts against naval and against Luskan pirates, and it continues on, and you hear this kind of side comment, but almost excited. Zora's like, "Ooh, pirates! Do tell," and just drawing more of the attention that way, and so as the stories are continuing told, and the kind of the environment of the room is changing. What are you doing, Adri?
So I've gone back in. I'm looking for the. I don't know his name is Cedric, but I'm looking for Cedric.
All right, give me perception.
She's looking for the entertainer.
12.
You don't find him; he finds you.
Oh.
I hear a voice behind you. Shouldn't look so hard.
You don't know what I was looking for.
Please. He's pointed to the pirate guy in the hat. He's like, "You're looking for him."
I already met him.
Yeah, he's way suave. The carnival man. So how'd you guys get up here?
We were invited. How did you get here?
Forced. Family obligation.
Oh.
So,
You gave me a card.
I did. Did not.
It was my Blue Eyes White Dragon first edition. You son of a bitch.
It was only one of 4 remaining blue eyes white dragons in the world.
I need that for my deck.
No, he's like, keep it down about the card. That's not a place for here. Sorry to hear about your friend's trouble with the network.
Mm.
And not all of us are like that.
Well, it hasn't been a great first impression.
I'm getting middle finger from Dees. Well, let's put it this way. The ones that grabbed your friend don't belong to the part of the network I work for. And in fact, you can kind of think of us as different cells. Unlike that, there's not all the black network gets along. So, you found me.
Mm-hmm.
Pray tell why.
Well, I wanted to know more about the card that you gave me.
It was a job offer. You're good and handy in a tight spot.
Thank you. Well then,
Plus, you look like you're able to get around him, your buddy with the armor.
mhm,
People spot him coming a mile away.
yeah,
And your other friend did not know you were friends with Mr. Trichet.
he's all right.
Oh no, he's good. He's that's the problem. He's honest. He may take a coin here or there, but the man has a conscience. Don't get me wrong, conscience can be a good thing sometimes.
Hmm.
You have one.
Yeah, of course.
Wow. Another Luskin defeat. Go figure. Only thing they talk about here. If you're seriously looking for a job, Davil would have Davil. You'll be at the yawning portal. Yargo will introduce you if you need the job.
Okay.
You can drag your friends along if you want. Just don't tell them who you're working for.
Sounds like I'm gonna help out Davil.
Well, let's put it this way: me and Davil work for the same guy.
Right.
It just you got to get through Davil to get to me.
Okay. So if you're forced to be here, are you normally at the Yawning Portal?
I'm wherever I need to be. He fixes his family's crest ring on his hand again. They wouldn't approve if they caught me down there in my leathers.
Mm.
But I don't think they really care what I do as long as I stay out of Felix's way.
That's your brother.
Oh, yeah. Crown Prince of the family. So, abandoned his heritage. But anywho, yeah, Davin, Yawning Portal.
Devil.
Tell him Cedric sent you.
Okay.
Just leave the two consciences when you go. I don't know how well they like you talking to Davil. And being an elf, you may actually take the job serious.
Can you tell me any more than that, or I have to talk to Davil?
You have to talk to Davil. It's his job. But if I was an elf, I'd take it serious. People would be losing their head over it.
Oh, this is about
The murders in the docks.
yeah.
The ones the city watch aren't taken serious. Elves dropping being decapitated and nobody doing a damn thing about it.
All right. I'll talk to Davil. Thank you.
Cheers. And he disappears quietly behind you.
Thanks for listening to Freelance Heroism Plays Dragon Heist. If you would like to support us, please check out our Patreon. We're at patreon.com/freelance_heroism. We have different things there. Character journals, art, bloopers, stuff like that.
Our cast includes me as Dr. Kavir the Raven, Rachel as Adri the Highborn Artificer, Nate as Rain Trichet, Dockside Officiant, and of course, D-Walk as Dr. Midnight, and everybody else in the game. Thanks for listening to Freelance Heroism Plays Dragon Heist, and we don't invoice in this group. We'll be back next week with more episodes, so stay tuned. Also, one time, sorry. This is gross. You could probably cut this. I mean, I don't know. Tell me how funny it is.
Mhm.
That dog Leo that had the butt sphincter problem he used to get up on top of the couch, like on the back of the couch, and like between where the wall and the top of the back side of the couch is, and he'd lay in that little area,
Okay.
like up top, like a weird. He was the weirdest dog.
Uh-huh.
And his owner would lay like on the couch watching TV, like underneath him.
Mhm.
And one time, a loud noise came from across the street. I think you can follow where this is going.
No.
Somebody had like slammed a door or like slammed a trunk or something like that, and he was right next to where the window was. It made a real loud noise. He freaked out, got straight upright, like awake from like laying down, straight up. His butt just went "Bwah!" and like on his owner.
Oh no.
Okay, so I'd seen him lay up there all the time, right? I was not there to experience it,
Mhm.
right? But I had heard about it, and they said that it came out like a liquid mist. Okay, so this is how fortunate I am. I had just pulled up with my ex-girlfriend. We were coming by to say hey, right?
Uh-huh.
It was after I'd moved out, and so we showed up to say hey, and everyone's coming out of the house. Like everyone's just coming out. There's like 5 people running out of the house, just like waving their face.
Oh, you just missed it.
I literally missed it by 5 minutes, maybe a minute.
Mhm.
Right. And I was like, what happened? And they're like, they explained it to me. And they said that when he got up, it left like a brown mist.
Ugh,
It like left a body print of where he was laying.
that is so gross.
It's so funny. You might have to clip that, but it left like, like you make a snow angel. It was like a poo angel. I had gone back like at that moment when I had heard that. I'm in the driver's seat and I'm dying laughing. I'm like fucking tears in my eyes laughing that I missed this. But then for the rest of the day, I kept thinking like, what could I have streamlined in my day so that I could have been there a few minutes early, right? What could I have done where I could have just opened the door right as that trunk would have slammed, the loud noise, poo mist. If I'd have just opened the door, turned left, seen that happen, I'd have slammed the door and fell the fuck out. It made my life. My life would have been golden. No matter what happens from here on out, I would have considered life a victory to see that.